Chosen One. Stop everything you are doing right now. Put down your phone for just a moment. Close the other tabs. Silence the noise around you because this message did not reach you by accident. DST. You might miss the last secret that heaven has kept from you until now if you leave too soon. That secret has something to do with the person who has been thinking about you. It was that person who tried to be normal, stay away, and not say anything. There's something about you that they can't get away from, though. This isn't just a message of love. This is a holy signal, an important warning, a divine door that leads to your future. Have you ever thought about why they looked at you that way and then turned away? Why did they make you feel something real deep and something you couldn't say? You might have thought you were making things up if you felt a connection that no one had confirmed yet. You might have blamed yourself, but pay close attention. You're not crazy. You don't have too much pain. You didn't get every sign wrong either. In the dark, something is moving like fire that is hidden by ashes, like a holy key that has been waiting to be given to you at the right time. This message got to you because heaven needs your full attention, says Archangel Michael. Not tomorrow, not when it's easy to do, but now. You'll learn a secret by the end of this video about why the moment they touch you, especially the first kiss, will not only make them remember you but also break down every defense they have inside. They'll remember you and not forget about you. Not a short-lived feeling. It was a big part of their lives. God has chosen you to carry a light that makes the darkness inside them unable to hide any longer. Do that one thing today. If this message or this video is already speaking to you, it could be the first door you open today. Get ready now. Someone is thinking about you in a way they can't easily explain while you listen to this. Not haphazardly, not lightly, and not as a thought they can quickly brush off and forget. They might be going about their normal day, talking to people, checking their messages, and acting like nothing is wrong. But deep down, they keep hearing your name like a bell in a quiet cathedral. As soon as they hear a song, they think of what you would say about it. They see something beautiful, and even though they didn't mean to think about showing it to you, they go through a time that has nothing to do with you. Still, there you are again, standing in the dark corner of their minds. If you feel that confirmation in your spirit right now, type 777 in the comments. It's not because you chased them. It's not because you pushed your way into their heart. It's because your presence left a spiritual mark on them that they can't get rid of. They didn't expect the light you carry. The people around, you don't know how much peace you bring. Like a small flame in a dark room, you came into their life. That room can't say it never saw light from now on. Their spirit knows even if they don't have the words yet. Their heart knows there is something inside them that knows you are unique and the chosen one. Now is the time to pay close attention. You weren't just thrown in their way by chance. There are meetings that happen in heaven that are allowed because they are part of a bigger plan that people can't fully understand at first. John 1:05 in the Bible says, "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you." That means you have a plan for your life. Your presence comes with a responsibility. Your energy serves a purpose that goes beyond how you look. What attracts them or anything they can explain with logic? They're trying to live their lives as if nothing has changed. However, something has changed. It's clear to them. It hits them when they're by themselves. It makes them feel bad when they try not to think about you and find that it's harder than just telling the truth. But what they feel isn't just love. It's something deeper, older, and much more dangerous to the heart walls they built. The energy between you and this person is holy, and it's not just a feeling, a passing attraction, or a lovely coincidence. You shouldn't ignore this part because what's been going on between you two has been building up in silence like fire under the ashes or thunder gathering behind a dark mountain. It's like a divine door waiting for the exact moment that heaven lets it open. You've felt it. They've felt it. When you were close to each other, the air felt different. Even if you didn't say a word, they looked at it for a little while longer. There was more silence between them. Their fear pulled them back while their body pulled them closer. That's not like that. That's not a coincidence. That is a holy signal. This is the reason why things feel so bad. You are not only dealing with feelings, but you are also on the verge of a spiritual change. When someone's soul knows yours, before they have the guts to tell you, confusion starts to shake. Fear starts to fight as the light you carry shines on things they tried to hide. Old wounds start to come to the surface. They might look calm, but a storm is moving inside them. Even though they seem far away, that hasn't kept them from you. In fact, the more they try to leave, the stronger your presence inside them gets. You've become the sound they can't block out and the memory they can't erase. You were not put in their way to be another short-term distraction. You have a holy duty, a kingdom weight and a presence that brings things that are hidden to the surface. They are scared of you because you are real, not because you are too much. You make it impossible to pretend. I feel empty when I'm with you. You make every connection they used to take on half-heartedly feel like they're in the middle of nowhere with no water. When they're with you, their soul remembers what it was made to want. Safety, truth, loyalty. Surrender and love that doesn't break when the storms come. So, if you've been thinking, did I make this up? Did I feel something that wasn't there? It's not true. Before you could see it, you could feel the movement. You could feel the fire before it got to the surface. Before the door opened, you heard the echo. Have you ever felt like someone was looking at you and their soul knew who you were before they could say it? If you said, yes, right. I felt it. And pay close attention because this is why they pulled back. They felt too much, not nothing. The truth is that you scared them by making something real rise inside them. They knew how to get by with feelings they could handle. Talks that they could keep light. They had to be honest with connections they could leave before anything else. That was a safe spot for them. A sandy beach, a place where the water never got to their chests and no one could see what they were hiding below the surface. When you came into their life, the shallow place was no longer enough. Even if they didn't tell anyone, the false peace they had made before you was broken by your presence. Their minds could tell them they were okay. They might have said they didn't need anything more. For a short time, they could act like attention was love. That distance was smart. That leaving one foot outside the door was a way to keep them safe. But those old excuses started to fall apart around you. Things that used to feel safe started to feel empty. Things that used to feel normal started to feel like chains. The truth didn't come to them because you made them. You just carried a kind of truth that they couldn't face without getting a clear picture of themselves. That's why their response might have been hard to understand. At one point, they looked like they were drawn to you. The next day, they were more careful, quiet, and almost guarded. It wasn't just not knowing what to do. It was the fear that someone felt when they knew they had to be honest if they got any closer. Being honest about how they feel. Being honest about what they're scared of. Sincere about the way they've been living. The cuts and scrapes have not healed. And the kind of love they really want but didn't think they could handle. You stand in for a door they can't just walk through. There is vulnerability, loyalty, emotional responsibility, and a future that needs more than pretty words behind that door. They know this deep down. People know that they can't just walk up to you and ask you questions. You are not a place where mixed signals can rest. They can't come into your kingdom if they are still afraid of old things. They must change in some way if they come toward you. That's how heavy this moment is. It doesn't matter if they like you or not. It's not a good question. The real question is whether they are ready to let go of the part of themselves that runs away from love because you didn't make them feel anything. You brought up a choice, and heaven may let the pressure build up until they can't hide from what their soul already knows before that choice is made public. Some people don't run away from love because they don't care. Because love used to hurt them, they run away from it. Before you came into their life, snorts, they may have learned that hiding parts of themselves was a good way to stay alive. They learned how to smile without making their mouths wide. They learned how to answer questions without showing how much they hurt. They learned how to stay close enough to feel something and far enough away to get away before the heart was shown to the world. They might have looked strong, calm, and untouchable, but heaven saw the room they were hiding. Heaven saw the place where breakups left behind dust and shadows, and where old names could still be heard, like footsteps in a house that was empty. Then you showed up and didn't break down the door. That was what made you unique. You didn't ask them to explain every scar. You didn't force them to confess. There was no attempt to slow them down or make their heart heal before it was ready. There was something quieter and stronger about your presence than pressure. You made things better. You made me feel better. They stopped expecting safety from anyone else until you came along. They started breathing differently around you without even realizing it. Their spirit put down its weapons. People have been blessed by your presence for a long time, and you have given them peace and safety without expecting anything in return. Heaven has seen all of that the whole time. The link is in the comment that was pinned and in the text below it. Today you plant a seed there, not as a payment but to show that the love and light you have been sending out is now coming back to you. Bring the one thing that's been on your heart's wish list. Not the worry that you're too much. It's not a question of whether you'll find love, only the hope. Trust that the peace you've been sending out into the world is already coming back to you. Their heart, which had been trained to be alert to danger, started to wonder if being close did not have to feel like a trap all the time. Your kindness is not weakness, says Archangel Michael. Peace is like armor for your spirit. That's why your energy got to parts of them that words couldn't. Someone mean would never have gone to that hidden place. It could not have been awakened by a weak connection. But your light came in slowly like sunrise through a window that had been closed for years. They felt like you saw them without being too open. They didn't feel questioned because you made them feel like you understood them. They got a taste of what love is like when it doesn't come to take, use, punish, or leave. This is why they are so deeply upset by your presence. For someone who is used to being in pain, healing can feel scary. When your heart has been through too much battle, peace can feel strange. Please know that every seed you plant in this mission grows into a torch that shines in someone else's darkness. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. But more than your support, we want your presence. When you head to our community through the link in the description or the pinned comment, you aren't just visiting a site. You are entering a community of like-minded believers. This is a sanctuary where you can post your prayer requests, lift up the burdens of others, and engage in daily discussions with a family that speaks the language of faith. Whether you are joining one of our membership tiers for deeper studies, sowing a seed of faith, or simply joining our daily morning prayers, you are helping us build a global altar of worship. Heaven moves through willing voices, but it grows through a community that stands together. Each gift you give acts as living water for those in our community seeking healing and hope. Give and it will be given to you is the promise that sustains our shared mission. I invite you now to step out of the shadows and into this circle of prayer. Come with purpose. Join the conversation and plant your seed in fertile ground. Let's open the heavens together. Release your seed today. Join our community and see what God brings back into your life. Ruth did not force to know who she was in the Bible. She just walked in faithfulness, humility, and God's perfect timing. At the right time, God opened a door of restoration that could not have been forced by people. That's what this place in heaven is teaching you. Things that are holy don't need to be forced to exist. When the time is right, it will be shown. If your spirit just got that, type 555. It's the right time and something holy is already moving. Don't think nothing is going on just because they have been quiet, careful, or slower than you thought. There is something going on below the surface. People are facing old fears. Old ways of doing things are losing their hold. Someone with a hurt heart is learning that love doesn't always come like a storm. It can come as a light that is soft enough to stay. And the next touch can be a turning point. Once safety enters a hurt heart, then the moment comes that they can't plan for. The first kiss, not just a kiss. It's not just a love scene, not just a nice thing that happens and then is forgotten. At this point, everything they have been trying to hide, fight, question, and pray they could control appears in front of them without any masks on. They could still get away with it before that kiss. They could still tell themselves that it was just chemistry or that it was just a strange connection that would go away if they kept busy for a while. Once they get that close to you, the space between you disappears and they feel what they were afraid to say with their mouth. Something inside them breaks open. This is where the shift can't be ignored. Their body knows what their mind tried to hide. Their spirit knows what their fear tried to hide. The walls they built to protect themselves from hurt feelings. After years of being let down, rejected, and betrayed start to fall apart. Not out loud or in a big way that everyone can see, but inside them it's like a throne room goes silent when the king walks in. All lies must bow down. Every excuse is no longer valid. Every old defense knows it can't work against the truth. Perhaps you've had a similar experience where one touch, one look, or a second of being close brought more truth than 1,000 words. You already know what this means if you have. That's how this first kiss makes them feel. That's not what makes the connection. It proves it. It doesn't start the fire. It lets you know how long the fire has been going. And I think this is why heaven sometimes lets it be quiet before confirming. Because if things had happened too quickly, they might have touched you without realizing how heavy you were. They may have kissed you without knowing that your presence brings destiny, healing, and duty. Even though they had been apart, hesitated, and fought quietly in their minds, that kiss is now a holy seal. Song of Solomon 18 verse 6 says, "Set me as a seal on your heart." That's not love that is weak. That's not just a nice love. In that kind of love, there is weight, fire, and a seriousness that can't be taken lightly. They are not thinking about running at that time. They're not making plans for how to stay safe. They're not going over their excuses again. They are fully present for the first time. And that scares them because peace feels strange when your heart has been in survival mode for too long. But it also helps them get better. Your closeness turns into a divine door. Your warmth turns into a secret key. It seems like love doesn't have to feel like a battleground. When you're there, it's possible that love can feel like coming home after being lost for a long time. Now you know what to do when that kiss happens. They'll remember more than just being touched. They'll remember how safe it was. They'll remember how quiet it was. They will remember how for one holy moment their soul stopped fighting. Come out if you think one divine moment can change a person's whole life. This is proof for me. Have you ever had a connection that was so strong that it scared both people into silence? I know how you feel because the kiss itself is not the most dangerous part. It's what starts inside them after it takes place. They will try to get back to normal after that. Normal, on the other hand, will no longer see them. The next morning, they might grab their phone like they always do, but they will think of your face before they even open the message. Even if they go to work, answer questions, hang out with friends, and laugh at the right times, they may still feel like a part of them is somewhere else, replaying the exact moment your energy touched them. This isn't something they can just forget about. Like a song that keeps playing even after the room is quiet. It follows them quietly like warmth still on their skin. They are most scared by how alive the memory feels, not the memory itself. Not only do they remember what happened, but they can also feel it again. It was close, still, and peaceful, and time seemed to flow faster and faster until everything else became less important. They could call it attraction, but that word won't fit. They could say it was because of feelings, timing, chemistry, or curiosity. But none of those reasons will be strong enough to hold what happened inside them. It touched something deeper. And once the soul has tasted safety, it's hard to go back to the wild. Here their inner world starts to change on its own without them asking for permission. They might look at your profile not because they are cold or careless but because they need proof, snorts, that you are real. They might read old messages again and remember how you looked at them. They might also wonder if you still felt the fire moving beneath the silence. They might start making little reasons to be with you, to hear your voice and to feel the way they did before they tried to avoid it. And every time they think they're back in charge, a small reminder of you brings them back to reality. But pay close attention. That kind of obsession isn't what this is about. This is being recognized. This is the heart realizing that it has found something that it can't get back. This person used to train themselves to stay separate, but now they find that being separate doesn't feel like freedom anymore. It's like being sent away. It's like being on the outside of a kingdom that invited them in, but they were afraid to go inside. If this backs up what your spirit has been telling you, type 888 in the comments. Your being there is now a holy interruption in their life. Now everything temporary that they used to like starts to taste bad. They're beginning to see that you're not just someone they want. You are someone who changed their mind about what they wanted. They used to only want to escape, but you made them want a full life. Right now, someone is watching this who is still putting up with distance when they deserve something real. They still live on walls even though they deserve the peace you just read about. They were making plans to get away. But heaven has already set up a door for them. You were ready for this word to come to you. Also, let it find them. The link is in the comments that have been pinned. Plant a seed there. And let this message reach the heart of someone who still thinks that shallow is all they can have. As you let go of it, take this for yourself. What you brought out in someone else is exactly what you deserve to get back. And when someone who used to run away from love starts to fear life without you, heaven has already sped things up. Once they understand they can't go back to the person they were before you, something starts to happen. It might come slowly at first, a thought they didn't expect. A picture in their mind, a small picture of a life where they don't have to run all the time. They might picture sitting next to you in peace, snorts, hearing your voice at the end of a hard day and waking up without having to do anything, defend themselves, explain themselves, or hide themselves. They might be shocked by these ideas because they don't usually think this way. They were used to making things short-term. They were used to leaving room for people to get away. But now that they think about you, running away doesn't feel like freedom. They feel like they've lost the place where their soul finally learned how to breathe. At this point, they start to see you differently. They aren't just drawn to you anymore. You are no longer just the person who shook them up or made their mind wander. You are a part of a future they didn't know they were brave enough to want. That's a big deal because when a guarded heart starts to think about tomorrow with someone, something holy has already been broken. The way they think and feel is changing. What seemed dangerous at first is now starting to feel like God's provision. They might think about what it would be like to choose you in public, not in secret, not when they're confused and not when they're afraid or unsure. Really pick you so that what is growing is safe. To make something strong, to stop seeing love as a threat and start seeing it as a gift. Just that thought can make them shake because they have to prove they can trust you if they want to choose you. It means that old games have to end. Old doors need to be shut. These people need to let go of old versions of themselves. You may have already felt this change. It's possible that their eyes feel different now. It's possible that their silence means more. They might have a different vibe around you. Now, this can happen even if they haven't said anything yet. Sometimes the spirit can feel movement before the situation shows it. There are times when heaven lets you know it's going to rain before it starts. You know something is changing here. If you've ever looked at someone and felt it deep down, then you understand that this is big. This is the kind of quiet change that comes before big breakthrough. They are starting to get that being with you is not like being in a cage. It makes me feel calm. It makes me think of home. It's like standing in the light after years of walking through storm after storm while acting like you were used to being in the dark. They don't just imagine love. They think about rest. They think of being honest. In their dreams, they find love that doesn't make them change who they are to be accepted. And for someone who has spent so much time emotionally surviving, that kind of love is hard to believe, but always there. Pay attention now. But not with worry, but with wisdom. Not following signs out of fear, but also not ignoring the holy signs. If someone thinks you'll be a part of their future, their spirit will tell them before they can say it. Do you feel like someone is seeing you differently these days? Say something. I see the shift. Because they need to close some doors before they can fully enter your life. Not their silence means they don't want to talk to you. There is something painful about being alone. When you feel something deep but can't see anything moving, it can make you doubt your worth. Your ability to discern your timing and even the inner confirmation you felt. You might have thought, why don't they talk if this is real? Why are they still holding back if they feel it too? There are times when the door is closed, but not all of them. A pause can be heaven's way of keeping you from welcoming someone. Before they are ready to stand in their truth, these people might be quiet because they have things to do before they can walk toward you with calm hearts and clean hands. Fears, hurts, habits, and ties from the past still speak louder than faith. It's possible that they are facing parts of themselves that they have avoided for years, and that process isn't always clear to other people. You might only see distance, but up there they might be seeing building. You might only feel like there is a delay, but God could be getting rid of confusion before it gets to you. This is important. You were never meant to be a waiting room for someone else's disorder. You were not picked to beg for clarity. Look for mixed messages or drop your spirits just to make someone feel better about their fear. If God is getting them ready, He is also keeping you safe. He won't let a heart that isn't fully healed mess up what He has set aside as holy. Truly appointed love must be able to take care of things. As soon as emotion is taken away, it needs to be able to speak clearly, make honest decisions, and stay steady. Consider Joseph. He was dumped in a pit, sold, forgotten, and held up. Still, none of those seasons changed the dream God had for his life. The weight did not kill him. It got him ready for the palace. It looked like abandonment, but it was really formation. What looked like silence was actually God placing things just so. Share this with someone you care about today. If they are in the middle of their Joseph season, heaven knows what they're carrying, not you. From Ecclesiastes 3 verse 11, we learn that it has made everything beautiful in its time. Not when you're scared, not because they were scared. It's not because of the pressure of people watching from the outside during his time. So, take a deep breath. If they haven't fully stepped forward yet, don't give up your peace for things that haven't been shown yet. It's important not to let doubt make you forget who you are. The same God who is fighting their secret battles is also making your spirit stronger, your senses sharper, and teaching you not to mix up delaying with denying. If something is meant for you, you won't have to give up anything to get it. The timeline now starts 7 days, 21 days, and 40 days of holy confirmation. Now pay close attention because this is where the pattern of the season starts to show itself. At times, heaven doesn't move very loudly. At first, it goes through small signs, quiet confirmations, sudden peace, messages that come out of the blue, dreams that feel heavier than normal dreams, and doors that start to open on their own. Pay attention for the next 7 days in a wise way, not out of fear or desperation. You might notice the first sacred signal when a name comes up again. A memory comes back with a different kind of weight. A conversation changes. A message arrives or a strange peace comes over you just as you were about to give up on everything. That's the first sign that something is moving below the surface. 7 days is the start of becoming aware after a long time of being dry. This is the first sound of rain. It might not be the big breakthrough yet, but it will be enough to show you that heaven hasn't forgotten what it showed you. It's possible that something small will happen, but it will have a deep meaning. It may feel good to hear a simple word. A response that was late may finally come. Someone who seemed cold might start to warm up. There may be a sudden crack of light in a door that felt locked. Do not throw out the first sign, because small signs often hold the key to a bigger promise. After that is the 21-day window. This is where the confirmations start to pile up. More and more people can't ignore what was once hidden. You might see the same signs over and over. Act more clearly. Have stronger dreams, have unexpected changes in your finances, be able to talk to people again, or have divine connections show up at just the right time. The answer was given from the first day in the book of Daniel. But there was spiritual opposition before the message got to everyone. In other words, being late does not always mean being absent. There are times when the answer is already moving. It is coming. But there is a battle going on around it. These 21 days, heaven might start to line up more than one part of your life. It's not just about one person. This is about fixing things up. You might see relief where there was stress. You might get help that you didn't expect. You might feel your body getting stronger, your mind getting clearer, and parts of your heart getting softer again. Where disappointment had made them hard. People who have broken up may start to change. Talks that seemed impossible before may start. What you lost might not come back in the same way, but God knows how to make things better by giving you more wisdom, peace, and safety. The 40-day mark will then come. In the Bible, 40 is not a small number. It talks about trials, changes, the wilderness, getting ready, and coming out. There may be changes in your life after 40 days. You will change from the person who begged for signs to the person who walks with authority. The part of you that was afraid of being forgotten will be replaced by the part that knows when things are meant to happen. Look, I am going to do something new, says Isaiah 43 verses 7 to 19. It will now grow. That sound is the sound of speed. That sound is the floodgates opening after being closed for a long time. Type 444 right now. There will be a lot of water in your life from now on. Along with that, the angels are already working to help you. Don't worry during the first 7 days. Don't give up on the 21. Don't think that God can't change something by the 40th. The wait wasn't denial, says Archangel Michael. The delay was a divine design. Something that looked quiet was being built. It was being hidden to keep it safe. Precision was being used to make something that looked slow. Sign up for this channel right now if you haven't already. You will need every message that comes your way this season. Don't let what God is building go by without being a part of it. This is the last secret, though. The kiss isn't the start. These events prove what heaven already began. Now, here is the last secret that heaven wanted you to know. The kiss isn't the start. That's what the kiss means. The link did not begin at that time. That's not where the fire started. Even when they tried not to, they couldn't help but think about you. It was like a pull, a memory, an ache, a recognition. Everything was already alive below the surface. The first kiss only takes away the last layer. It allows their heart to accept what their spirit already knew. They won't be able to just experience you and forget about you. You are not a short story, a fleeting feeling, or a lovely distraction. Fear had buried something in them for years. But you brought it to the surface. That's why they won't get better from you like they did from other people. You touched their deepest part. Even if someone else had touched their attention, other people might have liked being alone, but you faced their emptiness without even trying. For a short time, other people may have made them feel wanted, but you made them feel seen, known, and safe in a strange way. That's what makes it different. You didn't just make them want something. You also made them remember something. Don't take that lightly, chosen one. You made their soul remember what love felt like before pain taught them to run away. There's no need to beg God to value you because He set you apart. He didn't give you light so that you could chase someone through their darkness. You are not supposed to make them choose. But the fact that you are there has already shown them what they need to do. Their old life doesn't feel the same when they're with you. Their old reasons don't make sense anymore. Their old walls don't make them feel safe. They make me think of jail. That's why this is so important. You have broken the pattern that used to control them in a divine way. They're starting to see that love with you wouldn't keep them in a cage. It would be free. There would be peace. They wouldn't know they were still looking for a home. It's up to them to decide if they want to keep living behind walls or finally walk through the divine door that is now open in front of them. It wasn't just the kiss that was the hidden key. Realizing that what they feel with you can't be replaced by something shallow, short-term, or easy was the secret key. Take this with strength, not fear. They will be clear when they come forward if they are meant to. If God is really getting them ready, He won't send them back into your life with the same confusion that hurt you before. You are not being asked to lower your standards by heaven. Heaven wants you to know how valuable you are. You're not too much. There's not too much of you. You're not making this connection seem lighter than it is. You are just carrying a light that shows what is real and what can't be hidden any longer. They will know when they finally get it. They'll understand why they couldn't forget about you. They'll understand why silence didn't get rid of you. Because heaven didn't send you to be forgotten. They will understand why one moment with you lasted longer than seasons with someone else. You were sent from heaven to be known. As this awakening grows inside, you know that helping with this mission is not a joke. It is a sign from God. You can support this work through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our Koi community. By doing so, you become part of Jesus. A plan to save souls who are still stuck in fog. Every seed turns into light that fights against darkness. If you water others, you will be watered yourself. Jesus says this is not history. It is a living promise about your future. Come into this moment with faith and a plan. What God has already planned for your life can be unlocked through your giving. Let your answer be more than just a feeling before you close this message. The description and the comment that was pinned are like a seed that can grow into something in this community. Bring all the prayers you've said to yourself about this person, this love, and what your heart has been waiting for. Let it go here. Heaven will take what you sow right now as your sign that you believe what was said over you today. There was no reason you were sent to be forgotten. And what you're letting go of now proves that you finally understand that. If this message confirmed what your spirit has been telling you, say it right now in the comments. I am ready to be fixed up. Let heaven hear you today. The season is changing for you. The door is going to open. The last secret is now out in the open. They won't be able to get back to normal because of what God did through you. As the last seal, type 777 over this word. Heaven sent you to be known and God has marked you, so that nothing can take it back. Before we get to the end of this powerful story, let's reflect on this deep truth. You did not find this message by accident. This is a divine appointment meant specifically for you. You are being invited into a protected faith-filled community at the link in the description and pinned comment, a place where divine abundance is not just a hope but a promise built on the Word. By heading to the site right now, you are unlocking access to a sacred community of like-minded believers. When you join our membership tiers, you gain immediate entry to powerful content, daily devotions, and divine insights that are hidden from the world. This is your chance to enter a sanctuary where you will receive spiritual guidance, unwavering support on our prayer wall, and speedy progress toward your destiny. Do not let this moment of destiny pass you by. Your breakthrough is waiting. Join our inner circle through the exclusive link in the description. This is how you guarantee you never miss the personalized messages and spiritual warfare tools meant to elevate your life. If you feel called to deepen your connection, the link is waiting for you in both the pinned comment and the description. For those who want to amplify this work and carry the light home, you can find our guided ebooks and Bibles in the pinned comment. Whether you join as a member or sow a seed through our resources, your presence and energy change the world. Take the step. Your abundance awaits as you are about to enter your divine future. But remember, this breakthrough is not for you alone. Your testimony is the bridge someone else will use to reach their own miracle. Archangel Michael is inviting you to visit community through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community, does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. By joining our like-minded community, you are no longer praying in isolation. You are adding your voice to a global sanctuary where we discuss the Word daily and stand in the gap for one another. This is not poetry when Jesus says, "And heaven will open over you on this platform." Every seed you plant turns into oil for your destiny, fire for your calling, and a hedge of safety for your family. Now is your time. Step into our community prayer wall. Share your heart, and as you give, watch God multiply what you let go of. Let's finish this journey together. Visit our community now. Join the family and see your heavens open. X.